Visit Pokemon Card Market and buy Pokemon cards from base set up to latest evolution set with best prices, secured system and easy handling. Only for European players. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video we'll be looking at another deck for the standard format, and this time I decide to play with the Ho-Oh-EX. So only 9 Pokemons in this list, 40 trainer cards and 11 energies, 4 different energy types, but that's just because Ho-Oh-EX requires 3 different energies to use Elemental Feeder attack for 130. Very special thing about this attack is that he can also snipe for 30 damage to one of your opponent benched Pokemons. With Fire Energy attached to it, you can also use Purifying Fire and heal 5 damage counters from Ho-Oh-EX. In theory, with Fire Energy and with something like Center Lady, we can heal 110, which is just very powerful. And yeah, pretty much couple supporter cards like the Hoopa, single Hoopa for discountering, 2 Shaymis for the setup, 1 Mr. Mime for the bench barrier against those annoying Frynite Evoltiles, and 2 copies of Smeargle with the second coat, which allows us to switch basic energy from active Pokemon with another from the discard pile. So I really like it. It's a very interesting deck to play. It's not a tier 1 deck in the current standard format, but it's a lot of fun playing with it. And to be honest, I managed to beat some popular decks like Dark Rage Giratina with it. I managed to beat also Mega Mewtwo. I managed to beat Mewtwo with just the Fighting Fury Belt and damage change. And I also managed to beat Mega God of War. But yeah, pretty much lack of bad draw, and that's just simply what can happen. Some other tech cards inside this deck is definitely 2 copies of Energy Switch. I really like the fact of the Energy Switch featuring experience share, because sometimes you can do so much with it. In theory, turn 1 with the Energy Switch, you can just power up your active Ho-Oh-EX with energy attached from your hand, 2 Max Elixir and 2 Energy Switches. But yeah, pretty much Energy Switch makes a lot of sense in this deck because we simply need 4 different energies. 2 copies of Escape Rope. I decided to go with 2 copies of Escape Rope because I really like it, especially because it can be very good to force your opponent to promote low HP Pokemon like a Shaymin in front, so we can just one-hit knock him out with the Elemental Feeder. 4 copies of Max Elixirs, and pretty much look at the top 6 cards of your deck and grab basic energy attached to one of your basic benched Pokemon. 1 copy of Professor's Leather because it's a good card, because it allows me to search my deck for 2 basic energies of any type and put into my hand. Since this deck actually required 4 different energies, 3 for the attack, Professor's Leather can help a lot. A single Super Rod to recycle energies or Pokemons. I really like the effect of the Super Rod inside. It helped me a lot, especially after I cut my Shaymins from the bench with the Parallel City. I can just recycle them back with the Super Rod and use the advantage of the Ultra Ball again. 4 copies of Trainers Mail. Look at the top 4 cards of the deck. Put any trainer card you find there into your hand. 4 copies of Ultra Balls and 4 copies of V-Seekers, of course, as the main cards in this build. 1 copy of Delinquent, just because I'm running a single stadium, so in case my opponent plays me Parallel City, I'm not going to be able to set up properly, so having Delinquent can help a lot. But also, trust me, Delinquent is the best disruptive supporter card with the Team Flare Grunt you can play in the standard format right now. It's just so good, especially when you can limit your opponent to 0 cards in his hand and to depend on the top deck. Copy of Hex Maniac, Lysandre, pretty much standard, and then 2 ends for the drop support. 1 Olympia. Why 1 Olympia? Because the fact of the 1 Float Stone. I also have 2 Escape Ropes. Why Olympia with those cards? Trust me, sometimes you can heal 3 damage counters playing Olympia, switch, retreat back, and maybe even heal 5 more damage counters with the Purifying Fire. So we have 2 supporter cards that can actually help us to heal damage counters, Olympia and Center Lady. Pokémon Ranger, of course, ×1 against those, Regis. We should have Outlaws against Regis without Ranger. The same thing apply for the, Glaceon. But in theory, with Escape Rope, we can just remove the existing effect of that Pokemon when he goes down to the bench, but still we need to have that Escape Rope Lysandre, so I guess also having option with Ranger is very important. 4 copies of Sycamore, 1 Stadium, 1 Parallel City, as I mentioned earlier, to get rid of the Shaymins and Hoopa, and 2 copies of XP Share, very important because, Ho requires 3 different energies, and sometimes XP Share can help a lot. Same thing as 2 copies of Fighting Fury Belt for extra 10 damage and extra 40 HP, because it's not the same if you strike for 140 your opponent, let's say Evoltile without Fighting Fury Belt and Snipe, for example, 30 damage to the Shaymin on the bench, because next turn we can, for example, grab double knockout, for example, even on two Evil EXs without Fighting Fury Belts, because 140 and 30 on the bench, and then Lysandre to that Pokemon with 30 HP and 30 damage, and then we can just go again with 140 and 30, which means 4 prize cards in one turn. 1 copy of Float Stone and 11 different energies, 2 fire, 3 grass, 3 lighting, and 3 water, which means 60 cards for this deck in total. I really like it. I play like 15 games with it. I managed to get like 7 or 8 victories from 15, so I'm pretty much happy with this build. As I mentioned, it's not a tier 1 deck and not top competitive deck, but it's still a very good deck that can actually be very funny to play, and it can still be even more improved. So as much as you tech and play with it, you can just get better and better with it. So it definitely worth to get a shot and play with it. So let's do some games so you can actually see how deck performs in the action. So see you in the game. Okay guys, so I lost the coin flip. I'm gonna start second, and I must say I really like my opponent's leaves. So, starting with 1 copy of Ho-Oh in the front. More than that, 2 energies, a Lysandre, Trainers Mail. Whew, it's gonna be hard. I can definitely tell that. It's definitely gonna be hard, but how hard, we shall see. Trainers Mail for me, I guess the best top deck is gonna be Ultra Ball. There is no doubt about that, so I can Ultra Ball for Hoopa, then Hoopa for Shaymin and 2 copies Ho-Oh-EXs. But I'm just gonna sit and wait what my opponent can do for turn 1. He already did a lot. There is Ultra Ball for Ninja Boy and 1 Psychic Energy, maybe for the Shaymin-EX so he can, no, for the Trubbish of course. For me, this is going to be a very hard game to play, because of the Trubbish especially. Trainer's Mail for nothing, which means only one thing. I don't have another option than just Lysandre his Hoopa on the bench. Play my Fire Energy and pass my turn. I mean, yeah, I know that he have Ninja Boy, so with the VA Seeker he can just replace Hoopa for another Mewtwo, but he already have 3 copies of Mewtwo in play. Garbodor is already in play, and there is 1 copy of Max Elixir. So since he didn't play turn 1 supporter card, I will assume that he does not have supporter card in his hand. Energy Retrieval. Okay, so right now we both depend on the top deck, but look at this. 3 energies already on the Mega Mewtwo, on the Mewtwo on the bench. That's just not good. For me, finally something good. That's gonna be Ultra Ball for let's go with Energy and Ranger, and there is Hoopa. The reason why I didn't want to discard Energy Switch is just simply because I'm hoping to see maybe something like Max Elixir, so I can just have maybe my Ho-Oh with 3 energies in play. There we go, 2 copies of Ho-Oh, set up for 5, and I'm digging for that XP. I'm digging for that Max Elixir, also for Smeargle. Yeah, when you see Max Elixir with so many energies, you just simply don't feel comfortable. But it is how it is. Grass Energy, Lighting Energy. No, what the heck? Oh my goodness, what a bad play. Yeah, okay, never mind. I should attach Grass Energy instead of the Lighting Energy, and right now I have 3 energies in my Ho-Oh and hope to get... Never mind, okay. Okay, never mind. Still, he depends on the top deck, I'm dependent on the top deck. We both need supporter card. At least next turn I can have 3 energies attached to my Ho-Oh. There is Lysandre down to my Hoopa, of course. Top deck Fighting Fury Belt, definitely gonna be placed. 1 more Grass Energy to my another Ho-Oh, and I'm gonna pass my turn. So right now, both Hoopas in the front. Still, we're depending on the top deck, and yeah, he managed to get N, and right now that N is gonna help both of us. On the other side, Float Stone will allow him to knock me out with his Shatter Shot Mewtwo for 180, because I have weakness. The good thing is that next turn I can go for 130 with my another Ho-Oh on the bench. But before I do that, I need to get somehow Float Stone to retreat. Alright, those Mewtwo's are just pumped with so many energies, and I need... what a nice top deck. I simply don't have nothing to say about it. I'm gonna just use my XP share and definitely M. Or maybe, yeah, definitely M. Because it's gonna be for Smeargle, and I'm gonna put my Parallel City in play after I retreat down to my Ho-Oh. There we go, 3 energies. Parallel City can get me Shaymin and Hoopa from the bench, and then I can Delinquent for 3, which means that my opponent will still be without cards in his hand. And I think I actually did a good job with this move. I mean, I can go for 130 and strike 30 to his bench at Pokemon. Wow, 2 copies of V-Seekers and Sycamore. That's just perfect. Yep, that was very close. Speaking about top deck, for me works, I guess, even V-Seeker for that Lysandre, but whew, again he depended on the top deck, another Psychic Energy. Well, that's just great. Fighting Fury Belt, I couldn't expect better top deck, I guess. Another Elemental Feeder for 140, 30 on the bench. 2 energies for me, and an Escape Rope and Super Rod. I'm thinking about I shouldn't do 3 more damage counters on that Mewtwo, because right now he can just damage change, and somehow that's not good. But on the other side, I can always find myself Fire Energy and pretty much heal the damage counters. Speaking about that, I'm gonna Super Rod before I go with my Sycamore for 7. And maybe I can get myself Fire Energy and heal 6 damage counters from my Ho-Oh. Maybe. Still not... okay, 1 Lightning Energy again. Still not over. There is Energy Switch, so I will have enough resources in this situation. So 1 Grass Energy to be attached down to my Ho-Oh. I can go with my Shaymin for 3. Setup of 3 extra cards, maybe I can get another Max Elixir, Energy Switch, something like that. Nope, there is Smeargle and another Max Elixir for a Water Energy. There we go. I can first heal 5 damage counters from my Ho-Oh, and I can just strike with my Elemental Fear for 130, and I guess 30 on the bench. But the problem is that he can just use that damage swap. And that damage change, whatever you want to call it, is so powerful. This is just not true, because next turn he can just easily knocks me out. There we go, there is damage change. 140. Which means that right now I need something like the Lysandre. I simply need to do that. There we go. 5 damage counters healed. This is gonna be a V-Seeker for the Lysandre. I mean, yeah, next turn I'm gonna be knocked out, that's for sure, or I can just retreat. And knocks him out. No, I can't knock him out, so I'm gonna just prepare the knockout for the next turn, I guess. Okay, so it's all about the next turn. I have my opponent right now clearly on my side. I also got that Water Energy for my Ho-Oh on the bench with the Fighting Fury Belt, so if he misses opportunity to get Mega Mewtwo, well, the game then just is over, because I have enough resources in my hand to knock him out. And there we go, there's a win against Mega Mewtwo. I mean, I must say that he didn't draw good, but that Delinquent definitely destroys my opponent's chances to be able to do anything to me, so the game is just clearly win for me. Alright, so would you like to go first? Definitely. Let's take a look at the opening hand. The opening hand looks decent, but I would love to see. I would definitely love to see one more Pokemon as a top deck. Nice, Ultra Ball as a top deck. It's a very nice card. I'm gonna discard pretty much one energy. Okay, there is Hoopa. One energy and one N. It really doesn't matter too much because I will play pretty much the Seeker. Probably if I don't hit something like... Sycamore. So there is 2 copies of Ho-Oh already. Let's go with that Max Elixir and see what kind of energy we can find. Okay, I'm definitely for that Lightning energy. Another Ho-Oh. This can be Shaymin for 3. Setup of 3 extra cards will lead me to maybe another Max Elixir. Maybe not, but I'm definitely happy with the fact that I have Parallel City sitting in my hand. This is gonna help me a lot. I'm definitely sure in that. So one Parallel City for turn 1 will help me to remove my Shaymin and Hoopa from the bench. And then I can go with my Seeker for N, get myself 6 new cards in play. And hope to find maybe another copy of Max Elixir or just at least energy. Any of these two are good. So yeah, there is energy. And so far I'm passing my turn. If I was a little bit smarter, I guess I could play that energy switch and hand 2 energies to my active Ho. But I didn't do that, and at the end I have Olympia sitting in my hand, so next turn I'm gonna be able to go for 130. It's just a question where. Will that be to the Shaymin or will that be to his Garbodors on the bench? We shall see. So there is one Hoopa for the Scandering. Luckily I don't have any tool card here. One Fairy Drop is already discarded. This deck from the Dallas Regionals played 3 Fairy Drops in a total. It also play very low the amount of the supporter cards. I think only 3 copies of Sycamore and 2 copies of N or something like that. 4 copies of Gardevoir Spritlings. I almost know the list exactly. So it's very nice to see that he already discarded 1 Trainers Mail and Fairy Drop. Nice top deck. Nice top deck, but I'm gonna play my Olympia. And I'm gonna knock out his Shaymin for 2 prize cards and spread 30 damage counters to his Gardevoir with the Spirit Link. So 2 prize cards for me, and what can I get? Trainer's Mail and the Seeker. Nice, definitely nice. So I'm hoping for, yeah, if he can go for 180 next turn, I will be without attacker, so that could be very scary. There is 1 Super Rod for that Shaymin. Of course, first he needs to find something like Skyfield, and right now I'm very scared to see that. I mean, in total he needs 7 Pokemons on his bench to be able to go with Desperate for 180, which will leave me without attacker for like a couple turns, and probably I'm not going to be able to recover from that. Well, Trainer's Mail for Lysandre. Lysandre for my opponent. On who? On Smeargle? Oh, okay, that's it. Is that it? Trainer's Mail for me. A Delinquent. I'm gonna take XP share definitely. Before I do that, I guess I'm gonna play my Escape Rope first. Since I don't have Lysandre sitting in my discard pile, I could go with Olympia. Somehow I don't want to do that. There we go. There is XP share. There is also Sycamore for 7 for me, I guess. Looks like the game just freeze. You gotta be kidding me that this is happening right now. Looks like the game just stops to work, but okay, we are back in the game. Sycamore for 7. Not sure what is going on. Not sure what is going on, but looks like the game just has some issues at this moment. But yeah, pretty much Sycamore is gonna be for 7, and I'm hoping for maybe a Max Elixir and energy attaching from my hand. So there is Max Elixir and energy. Let's see how many energies I have in my discard pile. Just one of them. Well, okay, I can play Super Rod and I can recycle energy in 2 copies of Shaymin's. Then I can go with my Trainers Mail, and then with the Max Elixir I can even go with okay, be Seeker for next turn. That's good. So 1 Max Elixir for 1 Grass Energy, but I need Lighting Energy to be honest. I also have water sitting in my hand, and this is going to be Elemental Feeder again for 130, and for 32 he's Gardevoir on the bench. Okay, I wish it was 140 so I can just maybe make a victory next turn, just, you know, Lysandre his Shaymin, knocking him out, but looks like that's not gonna happen. Sycamore for 7, okay. Plenty of resources discarded, 3 V Seekers and 2 Lysandres in total. This hurts a lot, especially without Float Stone. I don't see a reason how he can recover from that. He definitely needs Switch or Escape Rope. If he plays Escape Rope, I guess I can just promote my Smeargle in the front. However, I also have a V Seeker for that Olympia. This is a Mega Gardevoir number 2. As long as I can pull one more prize card, I'm gonna be happy. There is one more Mega Turbo, and the mystery card in his hand is my turn. Okay. Just perfect, I guess. Grass Energy to be attached. Here, Ultra Ball can be performed, definitely. But I'm just thinking about, you know, that V Seeker for Sycamore and getting that Fighting Fury Belt in play. That's just all I really need right now. I can Ultra Ball maybe for Mr. Mime if I have it in my deck left, so I can have one less card. Yeah, I have plenty of resources left, definitely. So 1 huge Sycamore for 7. Interesting thing is that I didn't find Fighting Fury Belt, but at least his Mega Gardevoir already have 90 damage counters, and I have only 2 prize cards left, and he have only 1 card in his hand. And I have Lysandre in my hand, but Lysandre can go for knockout if there is not going to be Fairy Drop. No N. Oh, okay. I'm down to 2. The game is still not over, especially if he can remove that Parallel City. No Fairy Drop. Fairy Drop number 2. And Desperate for like 140. Desperate for like a 140, which means that I can't set up. But what can I do is strike with... Well, there is Energy Switch and second Grass Energy and Elemental Feeder. Yeah, pretty much 130 and 30 on the bench. However, I have Shaymin and Energy Switch for the next turn, so I think I'm in a good position. Probably I'm going to be able to get that Lysandre in play. Maybe not with that Hex Maniac. But he definitely needs to retreat if he wants to survive. Well, Desperate for 110. I can still have that Lighting Energy, actually Grass Energy, down to my Ho-Oh with the XP share, and I can have 130 and 30 on the bench and pretty much a knockout against his Mega Gardevoir. But even without XP share, I did have my Energy Switch in my hand, so I could still knock out his Mega Gardevoir and win the game. Oh, 2 Max Elixir per prize. So guys, that was pretty much it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more future videos. As always, if you have any questions, don't forget to leave comments below. Till the next time, have a nice day and goodbye.